I'll just wait for a couple of comments to come up before I start speaking. I can see people are joining, but I can't see any comments yet. And sometimes, as you know, Facebook do mess about with my live feeds. They do either allow comments, or during the course of the comments they then hide the comments. I can just see one. It's coming up slow connection. I don't have a slow connection. As I said, they always mess with my feeds. I can see one comment at the moment. Hi Leslie, thank you for joining, really do appreciate it. One of the things I want to say is, hi Sue, thank you for joining, is for more than 6 years now, well, it'll be 7 years in January, many of you are aware that I've been striving to have my voice acknowledged and gain access to someone somewhere in this self-guarded system who will truly listen and examine the real evidence of what happened to Josh, Harry and George. Now, we possess, and have done since 2018, compelling and irrefutable evidence that the police covered up their murders. Don't know if you can hear me. I've got slow connection flashing up. No more comments coming up. But this, again, is typical of Facebook. This is what social media is there for, to aid in suppressing the truth, hiding people like me online. Now, as I said, we possess compelling and irrefutable evidence that the police covered up, thank you Leslie, the police covered up their murders and protected the perpetrators. They let one individual release them with, hi Emil, thank you, I'm glad you can hear me, thank you very much. They released one individual with no charges at all, while another one faced a charge that didn't align with the crime. Now, I know that night, if one of them hadn't been caught who did this heinous act, I have no doubt that the police would have said that the car was stolen and they would have never caught anyone. Never. And I have no doubt about that. Now, this allowed the Met to carry on with their fabricated narrative, making it appear as though this was just a terrible accident, when truly it was not. They provided false information to the CPS, which subsequently generated fake documents to the court that was submitted in a bundle to court. So the court just went on what was in that bundle that was created by the CPS, but that evidence came from the police. One frequently asked question I encounter is, why would the police choose to cover up 3 young boys' murders? And let's face it, that there's enough cover-ups by the police to blanket the whole of the UK. So I find it an odd question. I really do. But the truth of the matter is, the only individuals that know the real answer to that question is the police and those in the car that night. And they're the ones that bear that responsibility to answer that question, not me. I can give you scenarios that might explain their actions, while one of these possibilities may hold the truth, but they just remain mere conjectures until I get to court. Then the real facts come out. This was not significant failings in an investigation. This was a deliberate cover-up, an intentional one. Throughout this journey, I've witnessed numerous events and acquired various knowledge on many topics. I've observed a system they expect us to comply with and follow a set of man-made regulations within their constructed legal framework. Hi Danny, hope you're doing okay. thank you for joining me. I appreciate everyone's support who's listening tonight, like you always have since 2018. However, the police seem to think they're above this legal law, neglecting to adhere to their own regulations. Corruption is deeply woven in the very essence of every police force throughout the UK. More than likely the rest of the world, but I can only answer for what is here in the UK. They must want self-conscious, image-conscious, superficial, impulsive and morally flexible, inflexible men and women to join their force. Ones that are cold, calculated and who are happy to conceal the truth and lie. Let's face it, that's how they earn the nickname the filth, because that's what they are filth. Corruption defines them, no ethics, narcissistic behaviour, bullies, they display a superiority complex, when in fact the only thing the Met Police possess is an assumed authority, and that's all it is, an assumed authority. They must think they're smart, they must think they're cunning, when all they are is a swamp filled with infestations. Is it truly challenging for the police to uphold honour, have integrity and moral values? After all, isn't that what their parents would wish them to have? Isn't that what their parents would expect them to behave in that way? Because I know with my son and my children, that's how I brought them up, to have honour, integrity and morals. But the police don't have that. My son was worth a million of them. I've had to come out and tell everyone the truth of what happened to our boys that night, because they was using the media, mainstream media and alternative media, to give you the fake narrative of what happened to them, so they could influence your perception and get you to believe what they wanted you to believe, what happened to them. And I've been here now, as I said, it'll be 7 years in January, out here trying to tell you all the truth. They try and silence me, like I'm getting, as I said, I'm getting slow connection come up and everything else. And I'm getting certain comments come up, but not a lot. And then a lot of the time they will halt the comments in between and then they will run with them. That's what the internet is made for. So they can suppress and show what they want to suppress or show to you, to get you to perceive what they want you to perceive in a different scenario. Exactly, Danny. They feel the truth. Their truth exposes them for the low lives they are. Absolutely. And a lot of people say to me, I don't know how the police can sleep at night. And as I said before, evil and bad people, they don't have shame. The amount of people that were at police that was in a CPS meeting with all us families sitting there and knowing they were lying, knowingly they were lying, there was loads, and they was all happy to sit there and do that. My road ahead is long and it's unforgivable. I don't feel for my enemy. They made their own choice, the police did, with their own free will, whether to embrace deception or speak the truth. And they chose to embrace deception. The truth is always suppressed by their bodyguards, Pied Pipers and gatekeepers of lives. More so online. You've got the media for the people who don't go online and go out and buy a newspaper, and then you've got the online suppressors of the truth. and then the online Pied Pipers that want you to follow them just to take you down dead ends, or to make you believe that they're doing something about it, or they're taking someone to court. It's all controlled. They have to control the outcome. So for someone like me, who's a mother, her son's been murdered with his 2 friends, the police have covered that up. I've gone out on the streets to tell everyone they can't have that, because they can't control the outcome. They can't control what I'm going to say to you. The number of brick walls and challenges I've encountered during this time is truly remarkable, especially when all I desire is what is just and what is fair for my son, Josh, and his 2 friends. And if you find yourself in a similar situation, striving to be heard, and I hope you don't, I hope you don't have to become another me, but I'm sure there's plenty of me's that are hidden, that are. While facing this constant rejection, embrace that negativity and the hardships that come with that. Use it to fuel your strength and let you go forward, not backward, because that's what all those obstacles are there for. That's what the trolls online are there for, to stop you going forward. Use it as your strength to go forward and continue to do that. Just always focus on the goal ahead. Simply shifting your mindset can transform the entire situation, and never allow anyone to deter you for standing up for what is right. Because believe me, over the past nearly 7 years, I've had many try and do that. Many infiltrate, come between me and the other people that support the boys and their cause and support the truth getting out there. They come in between you and they do a he said, she said, just to split you all up. And they believe because that will weaken you. One on their own can be an army. They really can be. Well, anyway, thank you for listening. I know they're suppressing it. They have to let some of you see. Otherwise, it would be too obvious what they're doing. Psychological warfare. So anyway, everyone, thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. Thank you for supporting me this whole time and the boys, because what happened to them is unforgivable. Take care. Thank you, Leslie. Love to you too. Thank you, Denise. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.